Students, in my today's class, I will discuss on business letters. Business letter is very important writing to all of you because in a professional life, in every sphere of your activity or in your professional career, you need to write business letters for different purposes. So, we need to learn how to write a business letter and what is its exact format. First of all, we need to understand what is a business letter. A business letter is, of course, a letter, but it is written for a specific business purpose. And for that reason, it is called business letter. And the second most important thing is that business letter is a typical formal letter. You know, there are two types of letters we can mention. One is the informal letter and one is the formal letter. Right. So business letter comes in the second category. It is a kind of formal letter. Why it is a formal letter? It is a formal letter because it is written for a strict official purpose. So its tone is formal and the style in which it is written is also formal style. So business letter is a formal letter. Now you need to understand the situations when we need to write a business letter. Fine. In a business letter, there are two types of parties involved. One is the buyer organization and the other is the seller organization. Sometimes the buyer organization writes an official letter for a business purpose, and sometimes the seller organization gives a reply or feedback in response to the letter written by the buyer organization. So, the official transaction or uh, communication normally is conducted by business letter. Okay, now come to the second slide. Purpose. What is the purpose of writing a business letter? Business letter, like the informal letters, it is a way to communicate to different companies or different organizations or official bodies. So the main purpose of a business letter is to convey message, to share information, and of course to communicate. And the second most important feature of business letter is sometimes it is used to request for any information, specific information, or business letter can be written to provide any kind of information. It can be written to give feedback on any product or services received, or it can be written for other purposes also. So the core concept of writing a business letter may be to provide information, to seek information, or to give feedback on any products or services received by the party or the organization. Okay. Why so picky? Means what are the different characteristics of a business letter? First of all, as I have already mentioned, business letter is a formal letter. It must look professional. Business letter or the structure or style of writing in a business letter carries your impression to the other party. When you are as a buyer organization, when you are writing a letter to a seller organization, whenever the seller organization will receive your letter, they will form uh, a kind of impression about you. Okay, so business letter gives an impression about you to the other party. So for a better communication or better image building, your business letter must look professional. And the second thing is it gives first impression that a potential client or buyer receives about you, that I have already mentioned. So, after reading out your business letter, the other party, it may be a buyer organization, it may be a seller organization, it may be any type of other business organization for which you are, trying to contact or trying to send a letter. Uh, they will form your, uh, they will make a impression about yourself after receiving your letter. Your business letter also shows your maturity and professionalism. So, for that reason, it is highly important that your business letter should be professional and should uh, to be written as a professional letter or formal letter. Now, what are the style that we can adopt in writing a business letter? Here in the slide, you can see one format is given. This format is called block style format or block format. In a block format, all parts of the letter are started at the left margin. You can see at the left hand side, the margin is parallel. So, it is a characteristics of a block format that all the parts of your letter are started at the left margin. Okay, the second point is the body of the letter is single spaced. That means if you type on a computer or your personal laptop or your personal machine, the letter is single spaced with one line left between each paragraph, and the paragraphs are not indented. So, block format is the most accepted format or mostly written format in a business letter. So, whenever you are writing a business letter, you should adopt block style. There are other styles also like semi block style, simple style, etc. But block style now, at present, it is the mostly written format. Okay. Okay, now comes the parts of business letter. This is very important. You have to start with a heading. Normally, it is very important to mention here is whenever you are writing a business letter, you should write it on the company letterhead because it is a formal letter, as I have mentioned. So you are sending this letter, you are a part of the organization, you are working there as an employee of the organization, so you are writing a letter to an other person who is working in some other organization. So you need to write by using your company letterhead. Okay, there should be a heading of the letter, then inside address. These are the technical names I'm mentioning. Then the salutation, then body, then closing, complimentary closing, and then signature. These are the essential inseparable parts of a business letter. If you miss any of the parts, then your letter will be incomplete as per your structure. So there should be a heading, one inside address, salutation, body, closing, and signature. Now let me explain what are these all technical terms explain. First is heading. Okay, you can see an arrow mark at the top of the letter. This signifies the heading. A heading is basically the address of the sender. We can mention it as a sender's address too. Okay, so sender's address is basically the heading of the business letter. You may have a letterhead with this information already imprinted. As I have already mentioned, if you write a business letter by using your company letterhead, then the sender's address means the address of your company should be written on the letterhead. Fine. So you have to mention the same address at this place where the arrow mark is given. This is your address. Your address means not your personal address. This is the address of the company. Okay, you are representing the company. So sender's address should be your company's address. Okay. Then in the sender address, you should include uh, your sender's address, means the office address, the sender's mailing address. You may add your phone number or email address. It is not mandatory, but if you want, you can add your phone number so that the company personnel, if they want, they can contact you on this number, or you can mention your email address. Then the date being sent, that being sent money on the date on that day on which you are writing the uh, letter. Okay, next comes the importance of the date. Okay, date signifies the exact timeline or the date line, the day on which you are writing this letter. So it should be written out in full, like as it is mentioned on the example, in the example, April 25th 2005. That means you can put month first, then date, then year, or you can write your date first, then month, then year, as per your choice. Okay, if you are using a company letterhead, then deadline should be typed 3 lines below heading. Always keep in mind, if you are typing and typing on a computer, or you are using a company letterhead, then don't write the deadline just below the sender's address. Rather, you have to give a space of 3 lines between after your sender's address. And if using a return address, then type date line directly below the return address, leaving no spaces. Okay, if you are writing a return address, then you have to mention the date line by leaving no spaces. Then comes the inside address. Fine. What is the inside address? Inside address is basically the receiver's address. Who is the receiver? Receiver is the company to which you are writing this letter. Receiver's address or inside address is the name and address of the person or business that you are sending the letter to, otherwise known as the addressee. I mean the person whom you are writing, to whom you are writing this letter. Okay, the company's address or the receiver's address. It means the inside address. You have to type the inside address on the 4th line under the date line. So you are mentioning date line just 3 lines below the sender's address, and then on the 4th line, uh, you need to mention the inside address after the date line. Okay. Uh, this receiver's address will be the address which you need to write on the top of the envelope. Okay, when you are writing this letter, and after writing, you need to put this letter on a envelope, and you have to write the address of the company where you are sending this letter. Now the address which you have mentioned in your letter as receiver's address or inside address, you need to write the same address on the top of the envelope. Fine. Then is the salutation. Salutation is the greeting, like it is the letter's greeting. Okay, typed 2 returns underneath the inside address. They have to leave 2 spaces after the inside address, and then you have to uh, mention the salutation, like include, it can include the address's name if it is mentioned, it is in the question, or it can be the Katsi line, Katsi title along with the greeting, like dear Mrs. XYZ, etc. So you can see this salutation through the arrow mark which is given on the format. Okay. uh, One thing I want to include, after the inside address, means the receiver's address, and uh, between the receiver's address and salutation, you need to, you can, if you want, you can mention subject line, which is missing in this format, but you should include this subject line just between the receiver's address and the salutation. Subject line conveys the purpose of writing this letter, and for that reason it is highly important. Then comes the body of the letter. Body, you can see through this arrow mark, this shows the body of the letter. There is no strict guideline that you have to write the body within 3 paragraphs like that, but body of the message should be very straightforward and should be written through very simple languages without using any jargon or heavy ornamental words. Okay, In the heading, you need to discuss the purpose of this letter very clearly so that the person who is receiving this letter can understand why you are writing this letter. It begins two writtens below the salutation. That means you need to leave two spaces just after salutation and then begin the body of the letter. Okay, and the body of the letter should be written through single space, and you should leave two spaces uh, between two paragraphs. Okay, so this is the body. So once again, if we describe the body, then body of the letter is should be written very straightforward way without using complex words or ornamental words or jargons. It should create a clear understanding in the mind of the receiver so that they can understand the purpose of this letter. Then comes the closing. You can follow the arrow mark at the end of the business letter. So closing or complementary closing is a curtsy signal at the end of each letter. Sometimes it is called the complementary closing that I have already mentioned. So closing means the complementary closing, and it signifies the end of each letter. Okay. It should be typed after leaving two spaces from the body of the letter, and the closing or complementary closing of the letter should keep very professional in look, and you can use sincerely or cordially or regards and respectfully, etc., uh, as a complimentary closing at the end of the letter. Fine. So this is the closing, and after your closing you have to put your signature. It is highly important because without your signature your letter will not be authenticated, and there will be no meaning of writing this letter. So type name and signature at the end of the letter. This is the writer's name typed on fourth line following the complimentary closing. The writer's title should be on the line directly below the name, and the space in between the complementary clause and the type name is to be used for the writer's signature. Okay, so you have to sign at the end of the letter after your complementary closing. One thing is important to mention: this complementary closing is called the subscription. Technically it is called subscription. Salutation is technically is a technical term which is basically the formal greeting of the letter, and sincerely particularly this is called the complementary closing, but technically it is called the subscription. Fine. And you have to sign just beneath the subscription to authenticate this letter. Okay, you can type your name and then you can sign, it's okay, but you have to put your signature, otherwise your letter will have no value. So this is basically the structure of a business letter, which is written in block format. Always keep in mind this format is a format of block format, block style. Okay, so we can conclude business letter is written strictly for any business purposes. There are two parties involved in a business letter. One is the seller organization which sells the product, and there is another organization who is called the buyer organization who buys the product. Okay, business letter is written for any strict official purpose. That means if there is any requirement, then business letter is written. It can be written to provide any type of information, or to seek any information from any organization, or to give or to provide feedback after receiving any product or services. Fine. uh, in our syllabus we have to learn at least three types of business letters. One is inquiry letter, then placing an order letter, and lastly it is called the complaint letter. Fine. Let me explain a few things on um, the nature of this business letters. First is the inquiry letter. Inquiry letter is written by the buyer organization. Suppose ABC is an organization which which has decided to buy few what should I say, few chairs for their organization. Fine. Suppose 50 chairs. They have decided to buy 50 chairs for their organization. So what will the ABC organization do? ABC organization will search in the market the prospective seller of chairs, and if they analyze the prospective seller, they will make a list of 3 to 5 sellers which sells the chairs. Okay. Now ABC Organization Limited will write a letter to different sellers asking for the details, the price, and the quality of the chairs, etc., the date of delivery, etc. So they will basically inquire about the product. This is called the inquiry letter. So inquiry letter is always written by the buyer organization who wants to buy, to a seller organization who is the prospective seller. Now, after receiving the buyer's letter, inquiry letter, the prospective seller will immediately give a feedback or reply letter to the buyer, stating the facts of like different price range, different price range, and the qualities of the material, mentioning all these things. After receiving the letter from the seller organization, after receiving the feedback or reply letter from the seller organization, the buyer organization will again write a letter which is called purchase letter. If the buyer is satisfied with the terms and conditions and the price list quoted by the seller organization, then they will make a purchase letter, or they will write a placing of order letter to the seller. After receiving the buyer's uh, purchase letter, the seller again writes a delivery letter along with the products which are they have just delivered for the buyer organization. So what I have mentioned is reply letter or delivery letter is written by the organization, by the seller organization, along with the delivery of the products. Now when the buyer organization has received the delivery of the product along with the delivery letter, they immediately write a thank you letter by stating that they are really grateful to the grateful for the prompt delivery which is made by the seller organization. Fine. Then after receiving the products, if the buyer organization finds that some of the products are found in defective condition or damaged condition, then they can write a complaint letter seeking replacement or refund of the products to the seller organization. Fine. So this is the context of writing a complaint letter. So this is the facts which are associated with writing a business letters. Uh, so we need to learn in our syllabus one inquiry letter, one purchase letter, and the other is complaint letter. These are three types of letters we need to learn. Uh, and apart from this, one letter is called the sales letter, when a company a seller organization writes a letter informing the features, price, etc., mentioning all these things. They write a letter to a prospective buyer. This is called a sales letter. Fine. So these are mostly the written letters under business letter category, and we need to learn all these things under business letter. In our class, we will discuss about the formats of these business letters and learn in detail how to write a business letter practically. Okay, till then you go through this video for a understanding of the basic rules and regulations and the theoretical background of writing a business letter. If you have any difficulty in understanding this video, then you can write in the comment box or ask me in the class. Okay, till then, see you in the next slide.